Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from Meal Mentor, GetMealPlans.com. I'm going to be batch cooking the September 14th meal plan this week. I'm doing 6 of the family recipes, so we're in for a lot of fun. That's 24 servings, and what I was really excited about is, well, every week I almost never have to buy a lot of stuff, and that's one of the things I love about the meal plans is it's always using things I already have, especially if I do it week to week. And so you can see I had very little I needed to buy from the shopping list, and even buying a few extra things, like I bought a bag of potatoes that wasn't on the list, but I just wanted to have more potatoes. I needed little dishwasher pods for my dishwasher. Adding that and also adding some mushrooms because I was just really hungry for mushrooms. It still only came out to $36.85. And that's for 24 servings, like $36.85. I went to a birthday party last night, and I'm pretty sure my portion of the bill was higher than this just for my dinner at the birthday. And I ordered the vegan dish. So very exciting, love that, always love that. If you didn't catch the first video, I actually did a video this time of me setting up my kitchen. The only difference now is I've added all of my pots. I only own 4 pots, so I just pull them all out every single time. And my oven's preheating, but other than that, let's get going. As I mentioned, this is the September 14th meal plan. Yes, okay, here we go. So starting up, as you saw in the last video, I post all my recipes up here, so that's why I'm looking here. The first thing up is my Chick-Beet burgers, which I'm super excited about this week. Right. Come on out, Mr. Food Processor. I did forget to drain my can of beans, though. I am the worst at opening canned things. I love those pop tops. Here we go. Let's see. So a lot of you guys know I'm a huge fan of shortcuts, which this week included buying some beets that were already roasted. Although there were so many beautiful beets at the farmer's market, I wish I would have had time to buy those and roast those, but I also cheated and bought lentils too. But hey, whatever it takes to get you to the party, it's infinitely better than just ordering pizza. All right, so with that, with my beets, 4. You'll notice I don't really measure. We do include measurements with each of the recipes, but I've been cooking so long now that I just eyeball it. Plus, I know my husband likes it if I'm a little heavy-handed with, say, garlic, but by all means, measure if it makes you more comfortable. But I definitely think it's one of those things you kind of get past eventually. All right. Nutritionally, oh, it smells so good. This is the brand that I use. There's also another one called Hoosier, I think, that everyone really loves. Some brands are definitely better than others. Whole Foods, generic brands, disgusting. Avoid that one. But they're all a little different. But if you didn't like the first brand you got, give it another try. Let's let that go again. Here's the mixing bowl. This smells so good already. I haven't even baked them. Can see me? Yes. Good. Bring you in a little bit closer. There we go. So one of my secrets to good bean burgers is all of the hand motion, but also having wet hands, because then the batter doesn't stick to you too much. Okay. How many does this make? Okay. These are so pretty. The beet makes such a pretty pink color. More here. This one a little more. Smells so good. My burgers a little bit more. Distribute that a little bit better. There we go. Alright, and my burgers are ready to go in. What is the timer? 30 minutes, so that's gonna be nice and passive. All right, so burgers are up and away. Now I just need to make the spread that goes on top. My fresh lemon. Oh. I want to get all these little seeds. love the smell of fresh cinnamon. I love using these mason jars for all of my salad dressings because you can just mix right in there. It's a little thick for my taste, so I'm just going to thin it out just a smidgen. There we go. Now the sauce is perfect. And this is a sauce for on top of the burgers, in case you were wondering. And so just like that, the burgers are done. I mean, they still need to bake, but I can just move this out of the way because the burgers are all finished. All right, next on to the Skyline chili. Just move this out of my way too. So as many of you know, my husband cannot have a lot of beans and lentils. So I am actually going to put some mushrooms in here and pulse those to replace the beans inside the Skyline chili. So that's exciting. It's a fun little twist if you don't want to have too many beans or anything like that. Or even if you wanted to replace the bulgur because you don't want to use another grain like quinoa or rice. This is another option for you. I'm just adding in these mushrooms here. I keep losing the top to my food processor. Here we are. Basically, I'm pulsing to a sort of minced olive, sliced olive consistency. Scratch that. This guy is I do it in batches to keep it really chunky because if you do them all at once, you have to mince them really small, and my husband kind of likes them a little meatier. Out of my way too. Alright, now we can start. Okay, so first thing I need is my onion. Let's see, what pot do I want to choose? Spaghetti's coming up. Since spaghetti's coming up, I think I'm going to boil some water. I guess we use this guy. All right, my onion. I cheated. I bought diced. And I need some of my garlic. Oh, that's not the garlic. That is the ginger. That would have made a very interesting. Half my garlic are. Although it's using beef broth, I'm just going to use regular vegetable broth this time, save myself a little extra effort. All right. And, oh, yes, pop top. Go ahead and add my mushrooms too. Oh no, I'll wait on that. All right, so while that's hanging out, I can mix up the batter for the enchilada cakes. I'm gonna get a bigger bowl for that. You'll notice I always spoon my flour. I don't scoop it because if you scoop it, you sometimes get more flour and then things come out really dense. Right. One. And my baking powder. Baking powder you definitely want to measure. Unlike the spices, this is definitely something you don't want to guesstimate. Where did my milk go? All right, now we're sauteing over here. Confession, I am like the worst at making pancakes. So usually I make Scott do any kind of our pancakes. These are corn cakes, which are basically corn-based pancakes. I usually make him do it. I might make him come out and do it because he's so much better than me. But maybe I'll just brave it this time and try to do my pancakes. I feel like, I don't know, pancakes are just not, I don't have the wrist movement or something. What is I should just say. And cut corn. I'm using roasted corn, which is always extra delicious. Oh, I lost it again. Ooh, messy. And I did miss a prep step. I forgot to cut up my green onion. No big deal. I can do that real fast. Here we are. Give this a stir. Do I need, oh, same thing, because beans are a limit. I'm substituting some peas, which will make it really nice and pretty, I think, too. I also sometimes would have substituted other vegetables. Just mix. Some enchilada sauce. I think I mentioned in the prep video, this is a brand of oil-free enchilada sauce if you don't want to make your own. Usually I make my own in big vats and freeze it. I just didn't have any on hand today. Because there is a really easy enchilada sauce on the dashboard, and oh, it's so good when you make it yourself, and it's really just like ridiculously easy. I think it's going to need a little bit more liquid. All right. Oh, this is pumping. Let me go ahead and add that. See that. My greens. Spices. This dish is pretty spice heavy, and some of the spices are strong, which is why I'm actually measuring. Normally I'll eyeball it, but this one has a lot of strong spices like allspice, and you definitely don't want to have a heavy hand with stuff like allspice or cloves. In fact, I'm only going to do a couple of dashes just to keep it extra light. love the smell of cocoa. All right. And this just needs to simmer now. Add a little bit more liquid. Since I didn't use that beef broth, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of onion powder, I think, just to give it a little extra flavor. Plus, we just really like onion. All right, so that's just going to simmer just for a little while, but that one's essentially done too, so that's exciting. The only thing I have to do is cook the spaghetti squash, which I could do ahead, but I normally just do it the night of since it's just 10 minutes in the microwave and I don't really have to do anything. So it's just one thing I save. All right, for the pasta carbonara, still waiting on that guy to finish up. So I'm moving back over to the enchilada cakes. All right, I'm just finish stirring this. I think I might save this to the end because I'm so bad at pancakes. The batter is beautiful. It smells really good. So just stick this. I don't know, I'll stick that right back there. All right, so now I can move on to my Mongolian lentils. That's cold water, so I need a small bowl. That's a big one, I like it. Here we go. Since I just used this for cocoa, I'm going to rinse it out. Somehow cocoa and Mongolian lentils does not sound like a good compliment. Two. This little top is just going to be the bane of my existence. Cornstarch is another thing you probably don't want to eyeball just because too much can make things really gummy and too thick. So this one starts when it's sauteing. Okay, so mix all that together. No problem. So let's see. I will need to do. I might use my skillet for this. Like my ginger, I keep trying to substitute them. Okay. Oh, and I didn't note this in my prep video, but I actually didn't even bother to to take the skin off the ginger. I've stopped doing that recently, and it hasn't made any difference in my cooking. My garlic fell over. It's here. More green onions. I knew skipping my prep video was going to catch up to me. Okay, here we are. Save the rest of those for garnish. Almost forgot all those green onions. Okay. Alright, my chili is just about done. This is awesome. Let you get going. So I'm going to need 2 cups of lentils. Man, I'm almost done. This is awesome. I guess, let's see what's left. Let me check on my burgers. They're coming along nice. Lentils. I'm going to need the veggies for this. On that, let's see. Steamed kale. Steamed kale, I could do that. Another thing, I bought a bag of kale that I'm gonna steam instead of shredding it myself. For my kale, I do 1 minute in a pressure cooker. If you don't have a pressure cooker, no problem. You could do it on a pot. Depending on your microwave, you might be able to do it. If you have a steamer, it's just real easy. That's coming along. Man, it is taking forever for this water to boil. So I guess I can put that together right there. have misplaced my garlic powder. I need to start putting tops back on stuff. I probably always end up spilling every time. Oh, we'll add garlic later when we find it. So I put it away. Nope. Oh, well, we'll find it. Do a little cleanup. Oh. Put some of my stuff away while I'm waiting. Alrighty. No way. Oh, there's the garlic. I knew if I started putting stuff away, I'd find it. How much? Another pop top, yes. The struggle is so real for me, guys. I think I mentioned before, I didn't have a chance to cook lentils, so I just bought them because whatever it takes to get you to the party. Oh, and you are, woo, nice topping. And my burgers are all done. Now that that's going, I can get my pasta in there. That took forever. I know I need 12 ounces, and since this is 16, that's basically 3/4 of the package. And oh, I am using the brown rice quinoa from Trader Joe's. My husband has never eaten reheated pasta for me ever until this came along, and he doesn't even need to be gluten-free, but he loves this pasta and he eats it, so it is like, if you have issues with pasta reheating, I definitely recommend checking out quinoa pasta because it is really awesome. All right. Everything's just ready, so I think all I have left is the sauce. And now that dish is done too. It requires some cooked rice, which I will put in my rice cooker later this week, or I even have rice in the freezer if I want. You can buy it in a box if you need to. Actually, I think I have some. Let me see. You can even buy those discs now that you microwave. Yep. So I have a box of brown rice. If I don't have a chance to make it myself, it never goes bad. Rice is one of those things you should always have in your fridge or your freezer, because then you have no excuse. I just need to chop up the rest of these to put on top, and my Mongolian lentils are done too. So that's done, that's done, that's done. Let's see, what do I have left? Other than getting my pasta to go in the pot. Come on. Without fail, every time my fan turns on against my will. All right, let's see. Make sure. Need to chop these last of my hearts. Life easy. To transfer, so I want to use that pot. This happens to me all the time because I don't have enough pots and pans, but that's just, it goes to show you, you don't need a lot. You only need a couple. That's done. This is almost done. Just waiting on my kale. Okay. Oh, making the bacon. Oh my God, we're so obsessed with this mushroom bacon. It's ridiculous. I've made it almost every single week since the recipe was developed. I actually think we did have it for breakfast yesterday. Which was a Saturday because I batch cooked on Sunday. I actually do a little tweak to this bacon, so I'm really excited to show you guys that today. Just for our own family preferences. Let me go let my pressure out. You You could even use cremini mushrooms instead of portobellos in this, and I don't even think you would need to chop them. And I've definitely seen pre-sliced mushrooms at most of the stores too, if you need to just take one more shortcut. Mushrooms are my favorite thing to chop, so it's one of the few things I always do myself. This little guy got left behind from earlier. Since I have broth available, so I'm going to go ahead with this broth. Get that party going. I knew I was going to forget something. All right, so my maple. Lost the garlic again. I swear. Garlic is one of the things that I add. I also add a little bit of hot sauce. So we like ours a little smoky. And I also add a little bit of Bragg's liquid aminos. Soy sauce would work too, but I like the specific flavor of the Bragg's. Just my own little interpretation. That's one of the great things about the recipes is they're so flexible that you can really sort of tweak them to your family's tastes. Oh, I almost forgot the Worcestershire. Oh, you know, I'll just use the last of it. Why not? Oh, I forgot. I also like to add a little bit of balsamic. Just a little tiny bit. Okay. Let that cook. That's basically just glazing. This is pasta. Because I will forget. Oh, I have to check up on that. I was out of reach. I just added my kale that I steamed. Oh, it smells so good. It's like spinach and artichoke dip. Just gotta add my flour. recipes done because I can't stuff it into a pita until we're ready to eat dinner later this week. So done there. And all I have left really is my pasta and my bacon. Oh, I guess I still have to bake those pancake things. I think I'm going to leave that for my husband. I really feel that way. Okay. Ready yet, but no longer. One more. Everything looks so pretty. Need to be able to catch my pasta water, so. Check out our pasta. Definitely coming along. I think this is going to be done. Oh, a little more. I guess I could clean up a little bit while I wait. Or I could, oh, I get the skillet out, I'll do it. We'll test it. My husband likes his pasta cooked really, really well, so it ends up taking forever. But that's all right, because I'm almost done right after that. All right, I need my half cup. that's ready, so here we go. All right, moment of truth. That's all I got left. I do need to mix my carbonara sauce, which is super easy. Moment of truth. Can I flip them over? I feel like I should rein it in. I don't know how to bring it closer, but I guess we will see. I need a bigger spatula. I know I'm stalling. I did it. I gotta show you. Coming in. Just look at that. Do you see my beautiful corn cakes? I mean, they are gorgeous. Oh, you can see my pasta's done too. So, really, that's it? What is it? 1 hour on the nose? Woo! All I have left is I have to finish up making more of the corn cakes, which I have full confidence in myself now. And I just need to finish letting the mushrooms simmer, but that was it. So, 21st servings in an hour. What is that? 3 minutes each or something? I hear you! All right, stay tuned for pictures, and I will see you next week. Again, I'm Lindsay from GetMealPlans.com, aka Meal Mentor. This was the September 14th, 2016 plan. I made 6 of the family recipes, so that was 24 servings. And all that's left now is to finish my corn cakes and package all this stuff up for our week, because now we're done. I don't have to cook again for another week. Awesome! Or clean. That's the worst part. You can see I made a mess. It usually takes me about another 10 minutes to clean up the mess I made. So, all right, everyone. Have an awesome week. Batch cook, even if you only make some rice, because then you just never have an excuse.